I find, when people say you do so much for your students, I say, oh, they do so much for me. I've been able to do the things I've been able to do because I live in good company. These people have created for me a place where I can thrive, and so we've sort of played off each other over this time.
Hello, I'm Ronnie Gunther. We're here at Garden Valley Collegiate. We're talking with Don Bergen. And Don, today you said that retirement is on the brain.
Well, retirement, yeah. To use a sports adage, I call it aging out. That time does come, when one ages out, and it's just time.
Sometimes it's just time, and so what we have left is a bunch of memories, and when you look back at Garden Valley Collegiate behind you, I'm sure there's a boatload of memories that comes to the mind.
Oh, so many wonderful memories. So much good has happened over the last few years, and it's a forever treasure. I'll always remember my years at GVC as a treasure.
And so talk about, when you think about GVC and how much the building has changed, how much the school has changed, what kind of changes do you notice most?
I guess changes in the way school is done. We used to do school so differently. Now it's more of developing the whole student, developing those students as community builders, as people who can get together on issues, where issues become less divisive and more things to be worked through. And that's for me the value of school and of GVC. We have a tremendously strong admin who support us in every way to develop our students, not as just mathematicians and chemists and writers, but as real people.
And so that's the way the school has changed, the education system might have changed. But what about when you walk into a classroom and you meet students? How have the students changed over those years?
Oh, I was just commenting last evening at our banquet. Our students are so much kinder than we were when I was a student. They're so helpful, and there's a gentleness that sort of pervades the classrooms now. Is my feeling, a gentleness and a wholesomeness. There are wars going on in many parts of the world, and like, for example, we'll have students who come from Russia and students who come from Ukraine working in the same group and getting along famously. They don't bring the anger that comes from the homeland into the classroom here in Canada, and I think that's a thing I've marveled at in our system. It's something that's so gratifying, and we can only work to begin there and improve what we have.
And so we are speaking to you here during graduation season. It's an exciting time of the school year, and so the graduating class of 2023, if you were to leave them with a few words, what would you say to them?
Well, carry on, guys. You've got such a good start, and you're such good people, such strong people. So you have so many opportunities that you have already taken to create a thriving community that is like Winkler will be better for your contributions, and the world will be better for your contributions. It's just keep going, keep thriving, keep making the world a better place, and making Winkler a better place.
And it's good that you mentioned a better place, because we know that, Don, I've heard people talk about you and the impact that you've made in the community, the impact that you've made in schools and in classrooms. If somebody is looking to also make an impact in the lives of young people or their community, what kind of words of encouragement would you have to help them get there?
Oh boy, there's so many. Our students. I find, when people say you do so much for your students, I say, oh, they do so much for me. I've been able to do the things I've been able to do because I live in good company. These people have created for me a place where I can thrive, and so we've sort of played off each other over this time.
And for me personally, when I think of you, Don, I've seen you in a variety of different classrooms as a substitute teacher. And one thing that would always come with Don Bergen being in your class would be you definitely hear a story or two. And I always wonder, where did all these stories come from?
Oh, I'm a voracious reader. I love to read stories, and I like to try to keep the stories on sort of on target for what is needed at the time, our students are great encouragers. Many of them have started telling me stories back, and I've just appreciated that so much. To hear, Mr. Bergen, I have a story for you. And okay, I'll just sit down and listen now, and I have another one, to share. It's a great feeling. I guess stories are sort of what keep our feet on the ground. They root us to the community, to the situations we're in. I had an instance many years ago in a classroom where I told a story of the great bank robbery in Winkler. The robbers were fellows who came up from the U.S. and were very successful at robbing many of the industries in the communities, and they were pretty formidable groups. Now, the story became quite elaborate, and a father stopped me in the store and said, Mr. Bergen, that story you told about the great robbery at the Bank of Commerce in Winkler, my dad, who's considerably older than you are, said, oh, Mr. Bergen didn't get that all right. You see, he wasn't there. I was. And my sons were enthralled with the way Grandpa retold the story with some of the details I didn't know. And the stories that came after were just huge. He said, the kids, when we'd have Mom and Dad over for supper, the boys would eat their supper and they'd go watch television. Now they sit and they prod Grandpa for more stories. So our suppers have gotten pretty long lately, and my dad is just so thrilled that he can actually contribute something to these young men in their situations.
And that story kind of shows how powerful stories can be to make an impact in the community and in a classroom as a tool for education.
Stories are incredibly powerful tools to make a community work and to make a community prosper. Make people come together and be curious about each other and each other's situations. Yeah, stories are the old storyteller. I think has always been a huge plus in a community, and although I don't say that I'm that storyteller, but I can try to be more than just another person who sits and looks, at the world going by.
And so we're happy to hear that you want to continue telling stories, and that's one of the things I wanted to ask you now. When you look at retirement, what's going to be keeping you busy? What are you looking forward to?
Well, I want to go on to the substitute teachers list, and I guess I want to be out again in all the schools. I've already made the arrangements, and September will bring a different look. And probably won't be a 5-day week. It'll probably be a little less. I do get tired.
And so we will see you in the classroom again.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Hopefully for many years. Hopefully I don't age out. just move off slowly.
And so wrapping this up here as school liaison, your final sign off here, what kind of words do you have?
The most important thing you can be is an ambassador for peace. We need every ounce of resource that you have, and you have so many resources to create a better Winkler, to create a better world, to just simply be an encourager to the people around you, and to I guess make the community work.
And so, Don, we want to say thank you for your time here this morning, and thank you for all the work that you've done here at GBC.
Thank you so much, and for the work you've done to the community, for the community.
Hey, I'm Ronnie Gunther. Hopefully you enjoyed that video. If you have something going on in the community and you want to share it on the morning show, we'd love to have you. Send us an email at news@pembinavalleyonline.com. If you like the video, give it a like and share it with your friends. We'll see you next time.